any gambling?
Kia ora, everybody, and I'm sorry to interrupt Ramil's program, but better than that, you're going to have Ramil live. Anyway, that sounds like Ramil already. Are you there, Ramil?
Yes, good morning, Michael. How are you?
Yes, fine. I'm really pleased that we've managed to connect with you. Ramil is going to be, as you know, Ramil does the program Te Wā Whānau, and he's going to be talking with Lynette Hudson, who's the National Director of Addiction Services for the Salvation Army. Am I correct there, Ramil?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. And yes, really appreciate it for your hard work to get into it. And is Lynette already there?
I don't know. Hello, Lynette. Are you there? No, I don't imagine, because we asked her to phone in a few minutes. So very pleased to have you on the program. And what we're going to do is try and help Ramil do his regular program every week from his home. So we're working on the technology now for that to happen.
Thank you so much. And yes, I'm going to start the program. I'm just texting Lynette to come back.
Great.
So just a second, Michael.
Sure.
And then finally,
it's been a fun morning for technology. Some would say fun. Some would say
yes,
really stressful. I know that I'm feeling a way lot better now that I can see Ramil. You've cheered me up.
Yes, that's great, Michael. And then thank you. Although we had lots of technical problems this morning, actually we had checked yesterday.
Yeah,
it was really going well.
It was going well, and hopefully
it always.
Yeah, is that Lynette there, by the way? No, not yet, but that's all right.
Hello. Okay, and yes, so it was different morning. Hello, Lynette is here, I guess.
I am.
Oh,
Good morning.
Good morning, Lynette.
Good morning, Lynette.
This is Michael here, by the way. I'm largely, Lynette, going to sort of keep out of your way and just allow Ramil to have a chat with you. I just want to apologise that it's been so difficult getting you on air, but there you are, and we're very pleased to see you.
No, these things happen, and it's a wonder that we are able to keep everything functioning with so much demand on all the internet and all the systems that are running at the moment.
Oh, I'm glad we can blame it on somebody else, can't we?
We can.
Yes, and thank you so much, Michael. So, yes, I'm going to start my program. And kia ora, talofa, good morning, ni hao, and namaste to everyone. And welcome back again. I'm here, Ramil from the Salvation Army Oasis, for a program called Gambling Harm Awareness Information. And the name of the program is Te Wā Whānau, Time for Family. Here we go, Te Wā Whānau, Ramil. So without wasting our time, we have a guest today, and she is National Director of ASAS, Lynette Hudson. Please, let's welcome Lynette Hudson to the program. Welcome, Lynette, again.
Thank you, Ramil. It's good to be able to talk with you.
Thank you so much, Lynette. And how are you?
We're all good, thank you very much. How about you guys?
We are good, and we really apologize for the technical problem we faced this morning. And yes, because of your tight schedule, so I won't waste the time. And please, Lynette, introduce yourself. Feel free to introduce yourself to our audience.
So my name is Lynette Hudson. I'm the National Director for the Salvation Army Services for alcohol and drug addiction, for problem gambling, for gambling harm services, for prison reintegration, and for homelessness or transitional housing. So we have a lot of services that come together in our group. And the gambling harm services are a really important part of what we do.
That's great, Lynette. And yeah, it's a big responsibility. And I want to repeat to my audience that we are still open. And if you have any pending problem, please do not hesitate to contact us through our 0800 number or through our Facebook page. And Lynette, how long have you family been members of the Salvation Army?
Well, my family, so first of all, I guess to explain, I am a minister in the Salvation Army. So I've been a minister in the Salvation Army for 36 years, so a very long time. But my heart has always been for working with people who experience problems in their lives. So working with people with gambling harm is something really important to me.
That's really great.
Hey, Ramil and
you so much,
Lynette,
Lynette.
can I interrupt for a moment? I would just like to say that one of you, I suspect it's Ramil, has got the speaker on your laptop turned up really high, and it's making hearing things at this end just a little bit tricky. Yeah. So,
So is it better now, Michael?
not brilliant, but yes. Yeah, anyway, carry on.
That might be me.
Yeah, it happens, right, technically. Now, I think it's better now, Michael, because
Yes.
it's too low now.
Yes, that is much better,
Okay.
Ramil. So carry on, and sorry to interrupt.
Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting us technically today, Michael, anyway. And Lynette, and please welcome back. Sorry for the technical problem we are facing today again. And Lynette, actually, what does SARS means? Can you explain to our audience? They want to know.
Well, sometimes you've got to find a name that it might not be a perfect name, but it's trying to describe the range of services that come together in this particular service of the Salvation Army. And so we have a funny acronym called ASARS, which means addictions, supportive accommodation, and that's, of course, working with the homelessness and people who are experiencing housing difficulties. So addiction, supportive accommodation, reintegration, and that's the people that we work with who are coming out of prison and don't have support. And we just help people transition back into the community, because it's quite an interesting thing. But people who come out of prison, so many of them have no one to support them, and they just fall back into a lifestyle of crime and addiction and gambling. And then the last part of our services that isn't in the acronym is palliative care. And we have responsibility in our department for the Marlborough Hospice. So it's a real broad range of services, but it's amazing the crossover. And we find that the same people who have addiction issues with alcohol and drugs very frequently have gambling issues as well. And often those issues cause them to get into crime or get into trouble with the law, and then often people lose their accommodation. So you see, all those issues, they just all connect with one another, and life becomes a total disaster for so many people.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing to our audience, Lynette. And also, what are the Salvation Army services? Are they still open? And if
Look, we've managed to keep everything open. And in fact, I really want to say to anyone who's listening is don't feel like you are alone. We have got our Oasis gambling services are available by phone. We now have our new Facebook page up. We're available, and you can find us. Ramil will give all the details and the information, but I think the most important message is that we are available. We've got everything running. We've got people available to talk with you right away. That applies across all our services, actually. So our alcohol and drug support, our gambling, we're still able to assist people with housing. It's a little bit more complicated, but the important thing is, like, people need to know that they can just reach out for help and we're there.
Yes. Thank you again, Lynette. And actually, this period is extraordinary period for us, these lockdown weeks, and how the Salvation Army services are supporting our communities and clients in this lockdown period.
One of the things I've been working on is making sure that we've got, so from our services, is making sure we connect with all the rest of the Salvation Army services, because we've got a huge demand right now on providing food for people. So many families who maybe are already struggling are now finding themselves without their jobs, their income has stopped, or they are just struggling being at home and accessing food. And so a massive work going on with providing food parcels out into the community. Most of the work that we're providing in our part of the Salvation Army is that phone support, although we do have, at the moment, I've just done a count up, and we have over 300 people that we're providing residential care for through our drug and alcohol programs and through our housing programs. Actually, it's almost 400 people sleeping under our care every night at the moment.
That's a great help to communities and clients from Salvation Army side. And thank you so much for doing that, Lynette. And also to our audience, can you tell them or share with them how they can get help if they want it, if they need it? What is the procedure?
The procedure is to, you can find, we've got really updated information on the Salvation Army website, and that will tell you how to get through to each of the services that you need. And it's very simple. It's picking up the phone, just call the numbers that are available. And for whatever type of service you need, just call the numbers and get yourself connected with someone. If you're having trouble and you maybe don't have access to the internet or anything like that, I know Ramil will be able to give out some of the key numbers. And I think if you connect with someone in the Salvation Army, even if it's the wrong place, then they will still be able to link you through. I do know that through our Oasis gambling services yesterday, we had a funny thing where some people were phoning Oasis trying to get food help, but our staff are great. They will send you through to the right people.
That's great. It's really great. And then, yes, Salvation Army is really into it during this lockdown period also, and we are trying to support everyone and every communities during this. We are doing our hard work to support everyone, and we are very lucky today. We got Lynette here, and at last, do you want to share something to our community or to our audiences who is hearing you right now?
Look, I do, Ramil, because one of the things that is coming very obvious to us is that people are, well, in lockdown at home, a lot of people, and a lot of people have got family members with them. And whilst that might be really reassuring, it's also bringing levels of tension. And so there's several things that are important. And first is to give yourself and your family members as much space as possible. Now, I know lots of families are living in tight accommodation, and they really don't have the luxury of one person being in one lounge area and another person being in another end of the house. But I would just say do the best you can, and when family tensions are rising, give yourself space. Go out as much as you can for those little bits of exercise. Make sure that people are getting exercise. And really, one of the things that's obvious is that people are experiencing so much anxiety because it's such an unknown time, and anxiety about their health, anxiety about their finances. And I guess that brings me to the last thing is, if you're thinking about gambling or using more alcohol, those are not the answers. those are the things we must really try and manage or stay away from. They are not going to make you feel any better. They're not going to help your circumstances. It's about the love and connection and care. And I think our Prime Minister's been amazing. And when she's saying just be kind to each other, that's what we need to do.
Lynette, yes. Michael here. I was just wondering, you talk about the stress and the anxiety, and obviously those can be triggers, I presume, for anybody who has an addiction. I'm wondering too that also at the moment you might think it's a good thing that the venues with pokie machines are all closed and things. Is there a greater risk of the stress causing people to resort to online gambling, and is that a worse thing?
That's absolutely that's absolutely the issue that we are really worried about. And so I know that our OASIS team are working on resources and ways to help give people information, and also how to give them tools and ideas about how to manage their urges to gamble. But look, the online gambling venues, I mean, I'm feeling quite passionate about this because I know that they're very predatory. And so they're looking to make an absolute, it's a terrible word, but they're looking to make profit out of these circumstances. They are people who genuinely or generally don't particularly care about people's well-being. Otherwise, they wouldn't be indulging in this kind of business activity. But that online gambling is just so accessible and so dangerous for people. So I think the main message is that gambling is just something you need to probably stay away from more than ever before in these circumstances, because it can so easily get out of hand.
So your message is about keep your exercise up, be kind to one another. We all need to work harder at being healthy and kind, as you say.
Yes, totally agree.
Yeah.
The things that we take for granted are the fresh air that's outside us, and the ability to just simply breathe deeply. And I guess the other thing I could say in there too is that there are lots of online tools about how to relax and just manage your stress levels. And so there's so many resources that we've got available to us. I'm not suggesting it's easy, but I do know that if we try and access some of these things, it can certainly help our well-being overall.
I think you're right that for many of us, we think, well, we're coping very well, but it is a lot harder for people with particular problems. And really, my heart goes out to people who are struggling with addictions. My life is considerably easier.
Exactly.
Ramil, sorry for butting in on your program. Off you go again.
It's really a good discussion, because yes, we need it. We have Lynette here today. We are really lucky to have her here. So it's really good. Yeah, that was a good question. And yes, thank you so much, Lynette. And also, we'll try. I want to tell to our audience, that we'll try to bring. In these lockdown weeks, we will try to bring some experts every Friday. We'll try our best to present themselves in front of you and get some knowledge and from different aspects. So this is our plan to support our communities and clients in this lockdown, this extraordinary period. So, and please, also we want to share something, that please stay home and save other people's life, and unite against COVID-19, which is very important at this stage in our community. Please unite against COVID-19 and stay home and save life, which we call Aumie Wie Taikie to fight against COVID-19. And let's go back to Lynette. And yes, it's really good to have a Lynette today. And regarding online gambling and regarding risks of having online gambling during this period, I'm going to present in coming days more and more, and what people can do and what support the Salvation Army and OASIS can provide to the communities and client or people who are gambling, online gambling, that I'm going to give more information every Friday in coming days. So, before going out, we like to thank Lynette for being available today. Thank you so much,
Look,
Lynette. And
it's been a pleasure to be able to talk with you, and I just thank you for all you're doing, reaching out into the community. But just to the community, just stay safe. I can't make that stronger. And what Ramil is saying, it's be kind to one another, take care, and go well.
Thank you very much, Lynette.
Thank you, Lynette.
I'd just like to let you know that Ramil will be the first program maker on Arrow FM to be able to present his program regularly through this live link. Today's program is actually called Isolation Blues, and it's one I'm doing every weekday morning. But Ramil's message is so important that we're going to put aside special time for him every Friday for this. Thank you for being the first guest.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. So, yes, we are going to finish our program for today, and we'll be back with some few experts, or with some experts. We are planning to come every Friday. Please listen to us. Our program called Tewa Fanu with Ramil. Please share the knowledge, and I'm here for if you have any problem gambling. Please do not hesitate to contact us either through phone. I have provided you my phone number and also 0800 number. And good news, we have a new Facebook page where you can talk. So please, before it gets worse, please do not hesitate to contact us if you have problem gambling. Thank you. Ciao, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Ramil and Lynette Hudson from the Salvation Army Addiction Services. Ramil's part of the program is over now, and all I'm going to do is play a bit of music. This is an encouragement from Led Zepp to say, hey, get back home.
Try
This Led Zeppelin, Bring It On Home. And that's what we have to do. And having brought it on home, we need to stay there, don't we? In our bubbles and get to know those people that we've been living with for years, whether it's our partner or our flatmates or whatever, and we think we know them really well. I tell you what, you're going to find out more during this lockdown period. Be kind to one another, be friendly, share your ideas, have long philosophical chats, watch a bit of telly, and just generally see this as an opportunity to develop other aspects of your relationships. Anyway, it's been great having Ramil and Lynette on the program, and Ramil will be starting, well, he's already been running a program, but during the lockdown period, he'll be continuing that program from 10:30 every Friday. It's been fab being with you. Talk again.